Okay, so a lot of you guys have asked me, not a lot, some of you guys have asked me my opinions or my thoughts, etc. on Amberlynn Reid. I'm going to kind of do a everyday series, and I might record it all today, about my position on Amberlynn Reid. I haven't watched her channel directly. I mainly have watched a person who's very supportive of her called Kicking Geese, I think it's called, and a couple of the other people who regularly cover her vlogs. And, you know, all sides, like people who are very critical of her, people who just think that she can do no wrong, a little bit of everything. And so from what I've gathered, from what I've watched, because I started doing a pointedly looking for vlogs about her over a period of time, just to kind of get an idea of who she is, what her background is, that kind of thing. The similarities I see between us is that I believe from what I've heard from some of the vlogs that she may have been in foster care for a time. I was never in foster care. However, I was not raised by my parents. I was raised by my grandparents, and I only saw my biological parents separately because they had divorced maybe 2 times in my life after I moved to Connecticut. So I understand the idea of abandonment issues. I understand how abandonment issues can really affect who you have in your life and whether or not it's a healthy relationship. That being said, I don't know about her relationships really. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I don't know about her, so I can't speak to it. I can only speak to, you know, what I see that is so similar to how I was at her age. Now, I have 17 years on her, so my experience now compared to then, completely different. When I was 28, was I easily pulled into drama? Oh, you bet your boopy I was. Not proud of it now, but at 28, drama? Oh, I would buy some popcorn, like seriously. And I was the first person to listen to my friends. And when I say friends, I don't necessarily mean people who are actually supportive of me. I just assumed if it's someone I talk to and I feel comfortable with, they're my friend. It never occurred to me for 1 second that these people who were pretending to be my friends had ulterior motives and or weren't really there to support me, were there more to make themselves feel better. And I say that because I've had friends who have lied to me, who have slept with people I've been with, things like that. That's not a friend. And the weirdest part is you always forgive your friend, never forgive the guy. And I shouldn't say that. I have become friends with at least one of the guys that happened with, but that was a really long story. We weren't actually dating. But I mean, like, one of my friends I was friends with for 10 years, I would excuse things she did in her life that I would never excuse from somebody else in my life. Like cheating on her husband, etc., etc. I would watch her kids super frequently because my thought process was, if her kids don't stay with me, I don't know where they're going to go. And that all came to a halt when I found out she was doing drugs. Because that is a hard, fast stop for me, is doing drugs. I told her, I said, you know, we can still be friends, but I'm not going to ride in your vehicle, and you're not going to ride in mine. My kids are not going to ride in your vehicle. And so she stopped talking to me, and that's fine. I didn't want to risk myself or my children being at risk because she was doing drugs. It just, you know, not a thing. And she had called me one more time to watch her kids, but she hadn't talked to me like a month, and I'm like, no, I'm not watching your kids. Like, you just want a free babysitter. Well, she's like, oh, my mom won't watch them. Then get a babysitter. You know? And she's like, no. I just need you to watch them. You're their auntie, whatever. Because I was friends with her kids. One of them when she was born. Friends. I mean, I was around her kids when one of them was born, and one of them was like 3. Like, they don't probably ever remember up until the point where we stopped talking and I wasn't allowed to see them anymore. I don't think they remember a time without me in their life. And her life went on a crazy turn after that. She slept with my ex-husband while we were still married. Just a lot of stuff. Like, she was a bad person. And even afterwards, I still tried to get back to be friends with her. Like, I thought, oh, well, you know, maybe she was the drugs. I mean, I explained it away with so many different things. I mean, she lied about me to people. She told people stuff that wasn't true. She told me I did stuff that she did. Like, not a friend. And so I think when you have abandonment issues, you accept stuff from people that you would never, as a regular person, accept. And I feel like when she talks, like in her most recent video, about how she stopped doing the program she was doing because she had people in her ear telling her that 900 calories wasn't enough. Here's the thing. I am familiar with this program, specifically when it was through doctors only. I had some friends who did it and did amazing. They lost a lot of weight. The thing of it is, if what you've been doing isn't working, and if this is a program that many doctors give to their very obese patients to lose weight, who are you as a friend to this person to question the calorie count? I keep my calories between 900 and 1200 calories a day, for the most part. I may have a day where I go a little bit over, and then I make sure the next day I'm well within the range. I'm very careful with my calories. I don't understand the mindset of people who pretend to be someone else's friends, but I do know why they do it. You see, people who have low self-esteem, or people who are controlling, or people who want to get something out of something, will pretend to be someone's friends to those ends. Someone with low self-esteem is going to pretend to be your friend because they can always say you are worse off than they are, or you don't have something they have, and that makes them feel better than you. So now they don't feel like the lowest man on the totem pole because they can say you're fatter than them, you're this, you're that, so they're better than you. And you get that a lot of people who have been told they aren't good enough. And they don't even probably know they do it sometimes, but some of them know. A controlling person wants to have a say in what you're doing, what you're saying. And if you're somebody who has abandonment issues, you allow controlling people into your life, not because you want to be controlled, but because you're too afraid of having them leave and losing a friend to stand up for yourself. Abandonment's a really, really strong thing. The other thing too is, for myself personally, I have accepted people in my life, men, friends, etc., that have not treated me well. And I have always very easily accepted that it was my fault. The thing of it is it was never my fault. I just had really low self-esteem, and my abandonment issues and my self-esteem allowed people who should never have been part of my life to be part of my life. Now, whether these people are just there because they can go, oh, well, she's fat and she doesn't have a job. I mean, she does make YouTube money, but, she's fat, she doesn't have a job, she doesn't this, she doesn't that. And they feel better about themselves. Or you have people who are like, and a lot of people who are going to say, oh, 900 calories isn't enough. The other thing is people who are controlling are going to tell you 900 calories isn't enough, because if you lose weight, you're going to be able to do more. You're going to be able to go for a walk, or go someplace you want to go, or get a job, or drive. There's like a billion reasons why a person who's controlling would want you to stay at your current weight, in your current lifestyle, and in your current situation. It's just a definite reason. And then you have people who want to get things out of you. When you have low self-esteem, you have abandonment issues, you'll have friends who, I bet you she has friends right now, who will say to her, oh man, I don't have money for food or gas or whatever. Man, I don't know what I'm going to do till payday. And she probably gives them money. Even though they have plenty of money. They're not struggling. But they just see her as having more money than them, so she can give them some. Because they're entitled. And I bet you that there are a lot of these people in her life, and they are the reason why she's not able to succeed. She does not have one person in her life who is motivating her, who is saying you can do this. And here's the thing, I know she's got millions of people on YouTube saying the same thing, but there's a secondary issue with that, which I'll talk about probably tomorrow. And when you have all these other people that are taking from you, and your self-esteem is low and nobody's boosting you up, and the thing that is always controlling people, these self-centered people who are in your life, when people on Facebook, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram are sending you messages saying, I believe in you, you can do this, you're really strong, whatever, you've been through so much, you can accomplish this. Those people in her life are being like, they don't actually know you. They don't know what a piece of crap you are. They don't know this. They don't know that. Or they don't know how much you eat. They don't know how much you love food. And the thing is, her eating the food she eats, and another day I'll talk about that, is definitely a symptom of the people who surround her and her inability to control her own life. But these same controlling people that are around her, who have their own needs and wants for their reasons for being her friends, they don't want her to believe people on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram that are telling her she can do this, or that are being supportive, or that are trying to support her. And the thing of it is that, it's really hard when you're in it to see the toxicity of those people. Because when you have abandonment issues, you want friends. You want people who are close to you can trust. The problem is you put your trust in the wrong people. And even if you see it, your self-esteem makes you wholly unable to say, go away. So I think I was her once. I am not her now in that aspect. In that I now am very careful with my friends. I have a very small group of friends by choice. I don't put up with people's crap, in plain English. I have people I have cut out of my life because you know what? You're not going to support me. You're going to say things. You're going to ask me for stuff all the time. You're going to ask me to do for you, but you're never going to do for me. Or you're going to get mad because you made a decision that I might want something. So you picked it up. And then when you ask me, hey, I got this for you. And I'm like, I don't need that. You're going to get mad at me. That's just the reality of life. There are going to be people in your life who are going to be toxic. And if you are not strong enough to see it, they're going to affect your ability to live your life or succeed. That's just a downright truth. So although at her age, I was definitely like her. Now, not so much. Now I'm very cautious about who I keep in my life, who my friends are. I don't leave myself open to people I don't need to have around me. I am very, very, very self-protective now. And I understand my worth differently. But it took me a while. And it took me getting at least one friend in my life that wasn't those people to realize what a real friend was. Unfortunately, those controlling people will also contain, those fake friends are going to contain people who are going to make sure that you don't make friends outside the friend group. So at some point, she's got to find someone that really does support her and figure it out. Some people never do that. So whether or not she can or not, I don't know. I believe she can if she wants to. But I feel like there's some hard choices that to make, and I don't know her strength level. I had to make a lot of hard choices in my life. I wrote out some people you could not believe I wrote out. 10-year friendships, walked away. You've got to be strong, and you've got to see people for what they are. You got to be able to sit down, make a list of your friends, and be like, okay, what has this person done for me? What have I done for this person? And start weighing it. And start seeing, is this person someone who is valuable in my life? When they give me advice, is this somebody who, will give me good advice, will support me? You need the friend who, if you're going to try some program that costs $400 a month, that you're going to say, okay, you know what? Your friend's going to be like, you can do this. I know it tastes like crap, but you can do this. The friend who messages you and goes, how many of these things have you had today? How are you feeling? How are you doing? You need those friends. It's just what it is. So that's the abandonment side of what I think comparatively. Like I said, now, today, no. Her age, probably. Probably was the same person. Probably did not succeed at a lot of things or do a lot of things I wanted because of the references of the people around me that I let in my life. So, yep, Today better, back then, I see where she's coming from. Bye.